Episode 2 of the Doom the Dark Ages Let's Play. In the last episode, we started our grand adventure in the village of Kalim, where demons have been overrunning the village, so we had to do our best to take care of it and save the people in the village. In this episode, we're going to be taking on Hebeth, along with the following level after that. Let's not waste any time, let's get into it. So, you're probably wondering, wait, Hebeth? That name sounds awfully familiar, doesn't it? Well, you'll find out. I want to pause this real quick, because I want to bring to attention... Hi Nitro, been a while. Anyway, so I wanted to bring attention to what it just said there before we cut to the little scene of the paint over of the city. It said the planet of Hebeth. You'll note that is also the name of the city. The reason why this is important is because of the fact that in the Doom universe lore, it is explained that the planet was first colonized by a clan of sentinels known as the Bethians. I remember playing Doom at Dad's house when I used to visit for the summer. Oh, well, in case you need like some kind of a clarification, I got this game when early access, came out, so like on the 13th of May. It's just that Tuesday I decided to start my Let's Play of it because I wanted to wait until the dust is settled, and so that way I'm not getting drowned out by like plenty of other people playing the game for their own Let's Plays. So anyway, oh, okay. In fairness, whatever, so it's easy to forget. Anyway, how you been, dude? Yeah. So as you can see, got the same familiar red dusted sky. Got this.
Sire, the demons are now targeting the Sentinel's energy relay. It powers their transdimensional barrier.
Nice.
Yes. It is an energy field
got
which prevents the demons from opening a portal into this world. It doesn't work. What you see now is a result of Sentinel civilians falling under the influence of demons and opening portals for them. A mere leak in the dam, sir. If the barrier were to break,
Oh. Shit. There's the sigil.
Slayer vitals increasing.
They had me on a leash. You can't control my mind. Okay, maybe you can.
Slayer prepped for launch.
It's remarkable how he can survive the power surge. Yes, we purify his mind and leave only his hatred for the demons. But his resistance to the Teller's influence is increasing. A request to the Creed for additional energy reserves has already been made.
Launch the Slayer immediately.
Fact. Creed Maker is voiced by the same guy that voiced Samuel Hayden and Summer Maker. I think I said this in the previous stream, but I never said who that was. That would be Darren DePaul. Anyway, oh, that shield's looking a little basic there, dude guy.
He's at the drop zone. Deploying weapon pod now.
Starting off, yeah, believe it or not, this is the same planet that we've gone to in the previous games. So this, believe it or not, is Mars. It's just that at the time before the Sentinels that lived here died, and their city collapsed into the crust below, it was called Hebeth, named after the city because the entire planet was colonized, not just that little area. That over there will be important for later. For now, may I introduce to you the greatest tool of all time. No, it's not a Beyblade. Shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, the shield saw. It slices. It dices. It shreds the minions of hell and the undead. And the best part is,
Target demonic threat.
you can also do this. Hey, ugly! Yeah. Pretty awesome. By the way, in case you're wondering how I did that slow-mo thing there, all you have to do is just press and hold the button to start the shield thread, and it'll start slowing down time. It'll allow you to give yourself more time to aim the shot before going through with it. Anyway, as you can see, there's a lot here. You got 9 secret areas, and... oh, right, another thing to mention. Yeah, you'll notice that I already have 2 of the collectibles here. You have the Codex entry, I think, and the skin. But the first collectible I don't have. It's worth noting that if my brain would allow me to focus. Weapon skins, such as the ones that you briefly saw before I had to change them to the default ones, just to make sure I'm not spoiling anything. Although it's not really much of a spoiler when you consider the fact that you just do certain prerequisites. It's worth noting that any weapon skins or anything like that, those will be saved. Like, those will be there regardless of saving. Anyway, without further ado, you're probably wondering, well, what does it do with zombies? I told you it slices and dices. He hit me! We got another life sigil over there, but we can't go in. Can, however. Also not going here. Yeah, there is a way to go up there, but it's through progression. So, probably wondering, well, what's down here? this is the only collectible that I'm able to get, and that is the toy. As you can see, though, the other collectibles, which I believe are, if I can show the info here, the page-looking thing is a codex entry, and the last thing is a weapon skin. However, as I had mentioned, since I already have all the weapon skins in the game, that's why it's counted as a collected item. And I think for the codex thing, that's just something. Anyway, what am I doing? Oh, right, we go up here. Ugh. Alright. So you're probably wondering, well, that's cool and all, but how do we go down there? Allow me to demonstrate the power of exploration. Oh! That was not what I was trying to show off. Yeah, as I stated before, if you fall off a ledge, you don't take damage. Unlike in Doom Eternal, where you do take damage. And in addition, it's also worth noting that oh, right. Okay, I can explain. What I'm doing for this Let's Play is before each episode, I'll take the time to do practice runs of whatever levels I'll be covering, so that way I'll be able to show them all. Anyway, we got a life sigil, the 4th of 4, which is the maximum if you adjust it. Also, I need to do something outside real quick. And back. Excuse me. I should have said, this episode of Doom the Dark Ages is brought to you in part by Taco Bell. Okay, it's not actually sponsored, it's because I actually had Taco Bell today as a little bit of lunch. It was awesome. Check on something. Alright. So. Hello, boys! Did you ever notice how the Almost had the Impaler. The Shredder here kind of sounds like the heavy cannon from Game of Thrones. It kind of does. I just landed on his head. Anyway. All right.
We can't stop them!
You hit me in the foot. Ow. Back outside. We got a familiar foe, the Hell Knights. It was a giant freaking pushover. Yeah, I think I got everything down there so far. That's good. As it's when we get into this area where we actually start to get actual collectibles. As in, you might notice resources. What's that? So this game is a bit different from the other modern games. Namely, there's a currency system. In each level, starting with this one, you collect gold, which you can use for upgrades for your weapons. However, it's worth noting that as you get more and more upgrades for your weapons and other items, like your shield saw and your melee weapons, they will start to cost more gold, and then eventually they'll have an alternate currency tied to them. You can see that there, the little markers right there, that's gold. That is what you collect to get your upgrades and stuff. You can see that right there, like there's gold. So that gives you 8. Gives you 3. So yeah. Oh yeah, there's also this gold over here. Like, you want to be as thorough as possible when you collect whatever you're getting. Because, trust me, you're gonna need this gold if you want to get, like, everything you need for, like, weapons and stuff. Anyway, that will give you a whopping 50 gold. It's awesome. And with that, you can get yourself an upgrade. For example, for guns, you can get your first weapon upgrade for either the combat shotgun or the shredder. Yeah, by default, the firing rate of the shredder is kind of slow, but you can increase the firing rate through this upgrade, and it's not something that you have to activate through doing certain things. And for the combat shotgun, it has a incendiary effect. And what makes this game different from the other two Doom games that are more recent is that instead of weapon mods, you get to switch and pick and choose like what you want to have your weapon to do. So for example, you have Blast, where if a demon dies, it'll explode, causing enemies to take damage from that. So it's sort of like an AoE effect. Or you can have Smells, which allows you to get armor shards from demons that are being burnt. Then we have this third tier, which is Tune-Up or Flare-Up, which will instantly burn fodder enemies. But then we have Tune-Up, which is basically the equivalent of the burst shot from Doom 2016. And then finally, we have Eat This, which increases the amount of projectiles per shot, which allows you to have more damage. So for the Shredder, we have Pincushion and Ricochet. So here's how this works. So Pincushion works where, as you see in the little preview there, if you stick enough darts into an enemy, they'll start to glow. And then if you parry an attack or shield throw them, then it'll detonate the Pincushion and it'll cause an AoE effect. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we have the Ricochet, which allows you to have shots that will ricochet towards any nearby enemies. You're probably thinking, oh, so this is just randomized, right? Actually, no. From what I've seen in gameplay from other people, the shots do actually determine whether or not there are other enemies nearby. So, if there are no enemies nearby, it'll just ricochet at random. However, if there are enemies nearby, it'll automatically detect them and home onto them. Then we have No Frills, which is the upgrade to the weapon that increases the firing rate. And then we have Barbed. So that just upgrades, that just causes more damage to whichever first tier upgrade that you get. Going into the shield section, so this is where things get a little interesting. First is Retaliation, which will allow you to cause a shockwave that'll falter heavy demons nearby. Power Surge will allow you to throw your shield an energy shield, and it'll plink off that, and it'll go to nearby enemies. You can even chain that together. I almost said, I can't speak today, apparently. You can chain that together with other energy shields to sort of like cut through them like a hot knife through butter. Extended range, that'll allow you to cut through more enemies because it'll have a widened area of effect. Steadfast, so your shield does have a gauge of how much damage it can take. However, don't worry, unlike any ordinary game, it doesn't break permanently, it does come back. But it'll allow it to recover faster and, recover faster from breaking. Harvester. Killing multiple fodder demons with shield throw will empower your next shield charge, allowing it to deal increased damage to the primary target. Blade Master. The stun duration of the shield saw is increased. So, by default, the shield saw's stun isn't that long, but with this, you'll be able to fully upgrade it. Then we have the melee weapons. So, right now we only have the gauntlet, but we don't have the other two yet. That'll be a little bit later in the campaign. So, this will allow you to have more damage on the final hit in your combo. If you parry a shield surge, or no, not shield surge, a hell surge attack, with this upgrade, it'll allow you to speed up your melee recharge. Jolts will allow you to cause shock to enemies. And then, finally, then we have this. So, yeah. Honestly, this is quite in-depth for a game about shooting demons to death, but with that being said, I think we're gonna spend this first upgrade on Ricochet. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna go after the Incendiary. Because, trust me, that'll help us in the long run. Because think of it like this. The armor in this game is sort of like a secondary health gauge.
The command room has the key. Mark it on the player's map.
So that's where even more gold is. It's also worth noting that any gold that you spend, it won't be subtracted from how much you've found. So we still have 75 gold, it's just how much we've found in the level. So you don't have to worry about, well wait, what if I have to find it again? You don't. Like, at all. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about, having to re-find it again. Because from my understanding, the amount of gold that you get in the game, you'll be able to get every single upgrade in the game, along with the challenges that you have to do to get the other two currencies that you get for the higher up upgrades. So, yeah. Yeah, you'll also notice this looks kind of peculiar. This little energy cell thing. Yeah, so that is for a new weapon that we'll be getting pretty soon. So that'll be kind of cool. I'm not forgetting anything up here. Okay, yeah, we can't go over that way. Alright, guess we gotta follow the yellow waypoint road. Stone Imp. The Stone Imp can deflect the shield saw with its stone skin. It is vulnerable to shield charge, which will cause it to explode. Yeah, you can also just parry it and just make it die immediately. Yeah. We already got armor. Relax, you're fine. Well, maybe not. I just woke him up. So now we're at 85 gold. So. A shocking revelation! He's dead. You guys, no satanic rituals today. You gotta wait till Sunday. Kidding. Okay, I say that ironically as a Christian. Remember everyone, Doom is a Christian game. You're killing demons. Anyway. What happened to your ribcage? Right. So you guys ready for a returning enemy? Because you're about to see it. That, everybody, was a Nightmare Ink Stalker, which, believe it or not, is a returning enemy from Doom 64. You gotta remember, this game takes place after Doom 64 and before Doom 64. Meaning that, if you think about it, this is Doom 4 before Doom 4. I just punched him instead of him. Right.
Welcome to research and development. Operations are currently suspended.
I think there is a way down there. Isn't there? So we did destroy that, but that's not what I was trying to do. We can go back that way. Oh, I think I know what it is. There's a lift. There's a lift in the next area somewhere. That's what it is. Sorry about that, folks. Didn't mean to stall for time. Whoa! thought there was a lift. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. It's not a lift. It's just, there's a beaten, like, no, not a beaten, but there's like, there's an area off the beaten path. Okay. Anyway, say hello to the accelerator. Or as it's better known as, it's not the plasma rifle if it's not a rifle. Yeah, just like the plasma rifle in Eternal, this thing can disrupt shields. And that's a good. Anyway. Alright guys, save it for tomorrow. Alright. There we go. Is that not a secret area? Wait, I forgot over there. Whoops. I'm so glad I saw that and missed that. Because it's easy to forget that stuff when you're so caught up in the combat and stuff that you just completely gloss over that. I apologize for that, sorry. Anyways, so for this, all we need to do is just, we can't go that way. But we can, however, go this way. Alright, so that's secret area number 5. That's... yeah. Alright. That leads us outside. And that'll be... okay, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Because I don't think I am.
Commander, we need assistance out here.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt any allied forces there, so you don't have to worry. Alright, I got everything over here, Alright, I think we're about ready to take on this area. Alright, so there's a secret right in this little area that I absolutely freaking loathe, and you'll see why. Like, it's not so much that it's evil, it's more so that it's blends. Like, it blends in so well. Anyway. So we got this stuff here, we got this stuff, we got this stuff. Yeah. Ow! Oh, I just flew him hard! I'm just like, ow, that hurts. You're gonna pay for that, guys. Well, he paid for it. So, I want you to pay attention to this. I want you to really pay attention to this. You see this little area over here. There's shields, there's armor shards over here, there's all this fancy schmancy stuff. So, you're probably wondering, okay, well, what's the big deal? Watch them there. So, every single time I played through this level in the past, I couldn't figure out for the life of me how to get in. That is until I found out something through a walkthrough I watched. Not watched, saw. So this right here is not really a secret area, but at least to this area over here, which is a secret. You're probably thinking, okay, well, what's the big deal? You know, you got this right here. Well, that's pretty interesting. What could possibly be the reason why you don't like this secret? It's not that I don't like it, it's just that it blends in too well to the environment. And let me explain. Looks normal, right? Now, you're probably thinking, oh, well, I just bust down that door and these things turn off, right? No. So, what could possibly be the thing that turns that on? You're looking right at it. I kid you not, every single time I played through this level to try and find a way to get in there, I completely passed by this so many times. You have to turn this to turn that on, which will allow you to go in. And there's your Again, not saying I hate this secret, I think it's really clever. It's more so the fact that it's too well hidden. So we're not going over there. Totally isn't foreshadowing, and neither is my description. Anyway, so we got the next combat encounter over there, and then we also have a secret right over here. In the stomach. Like this. Another secret area here. That leads to the next area, which is all the way over there. So this is the 8th secret area to get. It's right up here. Oh right, so this isn't the mission that produces challenges, that'd be the next mission after that. another skin right there, by the way. Alright, so, you guys ready for some Metroid Prime style gameplay? Just spun around like a frickin' ballerina. Anyway, so that up there is the next secret, right there. Or one of them. So we're gonna get that first. Thankfully, all you have to do is just walk through here, that's it. Bam. Then we have some more gold over here, and that'll round out our collection. If you look up here, you'll see that I can't jump on a box without bashing my head in. Yeah, that's perfect. Alright, that is the last secret of the level. That's all the collectibles, that's all the things, everything. So that is absolutely everything. Except for one thing. You'll notice that in the resources section, there is one other thing that we haven't gotten yet. That is something that we're going to be getting in the last little area of the level, which is sort of a boss fight. So let's take care of this. Then after that, we're going to go to the next level. So you guys sit tight, I'm a one-man army. I'll do it. Boom! There. I do that thunderous war cry. Huh? Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, this is the mini boss I was talking about. Hello to one of many. So, some of the leaders are tied to killing the other demons first before taking on the big bad. some of them, like this one, will, have none of that. I think it's the first few that don't, and then the later ones, like if it's a spread out area, it will require that, you know, that you kill the other units. But what's even cooler is you don't have to worry about killing all of your units before taking on this guy. If you take out the leader, if there's any enemies nearby, then it'll eliminate all the other units. You also get to do this. Leaders are special demon variants that are stronger and have unique attacks. Hunt down and defeat leaders to claim their demonic essence. Collecting demonic essence will permanently increase the Slayer's health, armor, and ammo capacity. And that is required for getting 100% completion in the game, like for all the trophies and everything. Just saying though, you don't have to worry about Pandemonium and Ultra Nightmare for, you know, absolutely everything, if you don't want to. And I'm talking about trophies. Anyway, yeah, so that is Hebeth. So we got all the gold. We got the one demonic essence, which is the health. We got all the secrets. We got the codex entry. We got the collectible toy. And we got the skin. And so, by collecting the weapon skin, you get the Nightmare variant of the Shredder. And now, we're going to go on to level 3, which counts as the second half of this episode. Alright, so, you guys ready for some supersized Rock'em Sock'em robots? Only replace the other robots with giant demons? Because you're about to see what happens when the Doom guy pilots a freaking Gundam, or the equivalent thereof. Say hello! Hey, Hugo Martin, if you're seeing this, I just wanted you to know Pacific Rim couldn't have done it without you. Yeah, little known fact, Hugo Martin, the game's director, worked on Pacific Rim. This is evidence of that. He was the one responsible for the giant mechs in and as a result...
Established.
Finally, at long last, after 2 other games where we wanted to pilot these but we couldn't, we finally get to pilot our very own Atlan mech. Starting off, we're invulnerable to the small arms fire, including the tanks. We are not, however, completely invulnerable, because we do have to fight these guys. In the original launch of this game, that was not there, the attack. He just sat there and took it like a champ. He's just like, here you go, Mr. Doomslayer! Only Titan skill with... But I just want to showcase something. This is the power of this game. So... yeah, we just... sucker punch all these things. Awesome. Look at that. we are literally the equivalent of a kaiju. When you consider the fact that, as I stated before, Hugo Martin once worked on the Pacific Rim movie. Like the original one, not the new ones. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
A Titan broke through. The energy relay is under attack.
If that core explodes, the city goes with it. The dimensional barrier is shutting down. We can't stop it now. How long do we have?
Not long. The reactor has sustained heavy damage.
Hey, you guys want to see something even cooler than piloting a robot? You're gonna love what this game's about to do. You thought the Doom guy just couldn't get any cooler, right? You know, big friggin' guns and all that. Say hello to the bigger friggin' gun. Patent pending. Yeah, that's right. We got a double-barreled chain gun. It's also worth noting at this point, there are no collectibles at all in this level. There are no challenges or anything like that at all. Right. Whatsoever. This is just a straightforward, you know, gun it to the thing, then gets to the end, and that's it. But yeah, you can dodge attacks that superpower your gun, causing it to just obliterate anything that's. In other words. Yeah.
Sire, Slayer is approaching the core.
The barrier is critical. Relay overloading.
We need to pull everyone back.
And just when this mission couldn't get any awesomer, we're gonna do the one thing no sane person's ever gonna do. I'll take that, thank you very much.
That core will explode. He needs to evacuate now.
The core in hand.
He's trying to save the city. Slayer, there's a strip mine nearby. I'll mark it for you.
The green ship has disappeared from radar.
Boom! Look how good this is. None out of the wood yet. Yep. Remember, we're not invulnerable, we do take damage. But thankfully, if you kill a demon, you do get health back, so it's not always bad. Hey, you can't double dip. Take that. Jerk.
No response from the Makers. Tracking the Slayer for evac now.
The Canyon Red. Now prepare for... Oh no, my shiny Christmas ornaments. Okay. So this guy, what did he do? Yeah, if you attack him and the shield's up, it will cause you to take. Take long. Alright, now, how about we give this guy a little snack? Hey, big fella. Swallow this. And... Vaya con Dios. Timing to get the idea. So, how's that for a first bout with the Atlan combat? Yeah, that is the official name of that mech, is the Atlan mech. Or as I like to call it,
The transdimensional barrier is offline.
the
Demonic
best
activity
thing
is
on two legs since a frickin'
Creed has
transformer.
requested an immediate report.
But yeah.
Return to the Sentinel barracks.
Compared to the standard levels of Doom the Dark Ages, those levels aren't very long, which isn't a bad thing. But you do get a little bit of exposition afterwards, which is nice, which also gives me a break to get myself a drink, because I have a can of Mountain Dew open.
Let her soul be at peace.
And the heart of Argent
Is sealed in a chamber. I told you, I cannot open it. No one can.
Alright. So, all of the Atlan levels, they tend to not have very many collectibles. And the reason being is because of the fact that this one is entirely in mech combat. And there's one other level that doesn't have any collectibles at all. So, yeah. Anyway, with that said, that'll end this episode of Doom the Dark Ages, alright? So, next time we're going to be taking on Sentinel Barracks. Excuse me. But, for now, I think that is a perfect stopping point. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, then like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. You don't have to do any of that, but it is certainly appreciated. And, yeah. Anyway, catch y'all later.